To install your tower retrofit kit on the Studio Reformer, you need a mallet, a ratchet with a 7/16 inch socket, a 1/2 inch combination wrench, a screwdriver, Phillips or flathead, doesn't matter, a sharp edge to open your packaging, a small piece of tape, and a power drill. Your kit comes with 2 sizes of drill bits and 2 sizes of Allen keys. Hi, I'm Kayleen and I'm the Pilates mechanic here at the BB Garage.
And I'm Ken Endelman. I'm the assistant to the Pilates mechanic here at the Pilates Garage.
He's also the Balance Body CEO. So you guys are in for a treat today.
But not today. Okay.
We're going to be talking about how to add on a tower to your existing Studio Reformer. This retrofit requires a little bit of drilling, so make sure that you or someone who's pretty comfortable with the power drill is able to perform the task. Yeah? All right, so before we get started, we're going to take the ropes off and remove the carriage just to give us a little bit more room to work.
Let's make it easy.
All right.
Okay. Carriage is gone.
There we go. So your tower retrofit kit comes with 2 big boxes. We're going to unpack this one, but we've got this other one back here, Ken. What's in this one, do you know?
That's got the pads that are going to go on top of this bad boy once we get the tower on.
Okay, so we don't need those quite yet.
Don't need it.
All right. So we're going to unstaple this box, pull the top off, and see what's inside. Okay?
Proper staple removal protocol.
Yes. So when you slide your hands around under the edge of the cardboard box, be sure not to slide them and get a paper cut, or slide them and cut your fingers on the edges of the staples that are behind this piece. Is that good?
That's good.
Yeah. All right, let's go.
Ready? This is good. There we go.
Aha!
All right.
Oh, got one more over here, I think.
One more.
There
Got
we
it?
go.
All right, let's get rid of this guy.
Thanks.
All right.
So when you start taking stuff out of the big boxes, be sure that you check all the stuff that might look like packing material to make sure there's no parts hidden in there. Okay, so I don't see anything in here, but I suspect that these brown boxes have something. Okay, there's also a nice instruction to accompany this video if you want some written help. Okay?
Video's easier.
Yeah.
Okay. Ready? Tower frame.
Okay.
Whoop. Something in here.
This has some stuff in it.
Uh-huh.
All right. I'm gonna get this box out of the way.
I'll take it.
Cool. Thanks.
Okay.
I'll hand you some scissors.
All right.
And I'll use a knife.
I'll take this. What's this?
Ooh, that is the tower bracket.
Perfect.
That's going to be the main piece that we put the tower on the back.
Back
there.
here. Okay.
That's really important.
One tower bracket.
Okay.
Nothing else?
I've got some hardware in here, some corner brackets, a safety strap. That stuff's going to be important. Roll down bar.
Gotta have this.
Don't need that quite yet. Risers and receivers. Need those receivers.
Definitely going to need
pretty
these. Okay.
And springs. Ugh, so many springs. Here we go.
Got it.
All right. So the first thing we're going to do is take off the old wooden risers. We won't need them anymore. Okay. So we're going to have to hunt through this bag of parts and find an Allen wrench that fits these 4 bolts here. Okay. So I'm going to take these off.
Do we need these screws?
We do need these screws, so hang on to the screws again, but you can toss the risers with the pulleys off to the side.
And I'm going to need the Allen when you're done.
Seem pretty easy. I'll probably do them by hand. Oh yeah.
One done?
All right, there we go. So of these 4 bolts we took out, we just need 1. Okay. And we're going to put one of these bolts back into the hole and screw it partially into the propeller nut that's in the back. Once that's in there, we'll take your mallet and give it a little tap. Or several taps. Okay. So what this has done is removed the propeller nut from the frame. And then you can unscrew the bolt.
And what's this little goober thing back here?
Oh yeah, there's some little wood flakes there, but that's not a big deal. It'll get covered up later.
And structurally, it makes no difference at all?
Correct.
0.
Not a safety issue at all.
Okay.
All right, let's do the other 3.
This is pretty easy.
Quick and easy. All right, so now we can put the propeller nuts and those original 4 bolts off to the side. We don't need them anymore. Now we're ready to put the tower bracket on. So I'm going to grab the bracket
Okay.
and the bolts. The bracket is going to go on the back end of the frame, and we're going to align it with the existing holes here. So this is where I'm going to need Ken for a little help. Ken, you're going to hold this up for me, and then I'm going to find the right hardware in the bag. So what we're looking for are 4 eye bolts that look like that. Making you work today, Ken.
I know.
Thank
Once
you.
in a while.
We need 4 washers and 4 finish washers. So your finish washer first goes on, and then a 1/4 inch flat washer on. Okay, and then we put it in this hole. We're gonna have to scoot
Lift
the
up.
bracket just a little bit.
Okay.
There we go. And we'll slide it right in. And those will basically hold the tower up so
you got
Ken
a
can rest.
finish washer here and then the 1/4 inch flat washer there, right?
Yes, we've got a finish washer that's
Got it.
showing, so it looks pretty.
That's,
and then
that's the
very-
3-dimensional one, the finish washer.
Yes, and then
Okay.
the very functional flat washer underneath
All
it.
right.
Okay. All right. So let me hand you the 4 nylock nuts and the 4 washers, Ken.
Got them?
You can put them off to the side because before we put them on those eye bolts, we need to put the risers,
This package.
the riser receivers
Right.
on the frame. So this package has the risers and the receivers in them. The risers
The
are
riser,
the things.
right?
These are your risers. They have the pulleys attached. We don't need them quite yet, so we can put them
And
off to the
these
side.
are the receivers.
Those are the receivers. We're going to put the receivers on the inside of the frame. And the goal here is to get them on the right side. So if you line these up, you'll see that, you know, this is actually the incorrect position. Okay, we want these to be swapped. So I'm going to go ahead and swap them and then slide them on to the protruding eye bolts. Okay.
So that there's no flange on the inside lower part of the riser.
Correct, correct. All right, now Ken's going to take the 1/4-inch washers and the nylock nut. They look like this. And he's going to put the washer on and then the nut.
And we want to make sure that goes on the outside or we'll never get it on.
Correct. So you can hand start the nylock nuts, but after a certain point, you're going to need a socket
Yes,
or a combination wrench.
it just stops.
Okay.
I'll go down here. You want to hold that one in, Kayleen, on the other side?
Yep.
And then I'll get this guy started. Oops, I had it backwards.
Righty-tighty.
Yep, as always. Get that one started. And this guy over here. And get the right direction. All right, we're all started now.
So now we're going to secure the bracket onto the frame with a screwdriver and a 7/16 wrench. It can be a wrench or a socket. But before we truly tighten this down, we're going to come look at the back side where we can see the tower and make sure that everything looks centered. So you can see that there's some slots on here. We want to try and make sure that the whole thing looks pretty centered on the back of the wood frame. So I'm going to take a look here. And it looks like about the same amount of wood is showing on either side of the bracket. So I think this is a really good spot for the bracket. And from here, I'm going to give Ken the wrench, and
Okay.
I'm going to use a screwdriver to hold the eye bolt in place on the back. So I just thread this screwdriver through the eye, and I want to try and hold the eye bolt in a vertical position. Should have given you a socket, huh, Ken?
Socket
That would
would
have
have
made
been a
it
little bit faster.
a little bit faster.
Yeah,
But not everyone has a socket.
okay. Okay, this was good.
That one's good. And I'm also checking to make sure that the tower bracket does not shift as we tighten the bolts. Now, how tight are you tightening these
I'm just making
nuts?
these to the firm. I can start to, and there's 2 stages of making them firm. The first is when the nylock washer and the nut starts to interfere, and I have to go past that and then to where it's actually tight. And so I go to the point to where it actually feels like it's going to stop. Past resistance to the point where it's going to stop. And I'm only getting a little tiny turn at one time because I don't have too much room to work in here. And I think I'm just about there here. And I think I'm good.
All right.
Okay.
Let's do the other side.
All right. Ready?
I'm ready.
Tighten it down as far as I can.
So as we're tightening the bolts and the bolts with the receivers and the bracket, just give each of the bracket and the 2 receivers a nice push down to make sure that they are as low as they can be with the bolts on there. That will make sure that when we drill holes, the holes are in a good spot, and over time, the bracket doesn't sink down.
Needs to be, there we go. Make sure it's a little, yeah, I think my high school auto shop teacher would be a little creeped out right now that I'm going so slowly. But the ratchet would really
The
help.
ratchet would really
Really
help.
help.
Yep.
But this does the job fine. It works well. Okay.
All right. So our bracket, our receivers are nice and tight and secure on the frame. What we're now missing before we can put any more bolts through this are some holes. So I think we're about ready to start drilling.
Time to drill.
Yeah.
Okay.
This kit has 2 drill bits, the bigger one, which we'll use later, and this smaller 1/4 inch one. And we're going to use the 1/4 inch one right now. Okay, so here you go, Ken.
Thank you.
All right, so these are the 2 holes we're going to drill. So I'll have Ken, he's going to come from the inside.
And Kayleen, stand clear. All right.
All right,
Ready?
so you look pretty straight there, Ken.
Look straight.
And we're going all the way through the wood.
All right.
All the way through the frame.
I'm going to stop for 1 second, and my drill is too far in to go all the way through.
Got to make sure we've got enough drill
Yeah.
bits showing to go through the frame. All right, he's through.
Am I through?
Yep. So on the back here, there's a slot in the bracket, and it's important that you go straight through the frame, otherwise you won't hit the slot. Okay, so you can see here Ken came through, we can see the hole in the slot, and all this little goopy stuff will be covered up. Okay, let's do the other one.
The second one? Okay. How am I?
You look pretty straight, pretty
Is that
level.
Is that a joke?
I think we're good. So we can put the drill down for a bit. We're going to find some bolts in our bag of hardware. So these bolts are called, what are these called, Ken? The ones with the little flat tops here. They're not actually.
Well, these are, I think they're called
Cap.
hex head cap screws, yeah.
Cap screws, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to find 2 of these, okay, and 2 1/4 inch washers. So much stuff in this little bag. Now we're going to put a 1/4 inch washer on the screw, or I guess this is a bolt,
Right?
and push it through the outside of the frame so that it pushes through and you can see it on the inside of the frame right next to the riser, okay? And this is supposed to be a pretty tight fitting hole, and this will help keep everything from sliding down the frame over time. Whew.
Might need a little bit of a bonk on that one.
Let me grab that mallet.
Right behind you.
Whoop.
There you go.
There we go.
Nice job.
Okay, so on the other side, we're going to find our black lanyards. So Ken's got one.
Yep.
And the side that has the longer, so the bigger hole, goes over the end of that bolt. And then on top of that, we're going to put another 1/4 20 nylock nut. There you go, Ken. And you'll hand start it and then tighten it with that same
No washer on this one?
wrench. No washer on that side.
Okay. So it doesn't have to be too tight.
Nope.
We're probably going to need an Allen key on this side, right?
Ah, yes. Let me grab that
Yeah.
for you.
Got that? And do we have this down, or it doesn't matter, right?
Sure, it can be down.
Coming down, and then we'll tighten it, right?
Yep. And that lanyard's going to want to slide a little bit when you tighten the nut, so just give it a nice,
I think, yeah.
okay?
Good.
All right, let's do the other one.
All right. The lanyard is on, and we're looking for a nut and a washer.
Oh, that's my job. Here you go.
Got it. All right.
Oh, no
sorry.
washer.
No washer, just a nut.
Yep, no washer.
We'll get this on right. All right. Put this here. You ready?
I'm ready.
I'm going to hold this down while I'm tightening it. Okay.
Okay. So you might be wondering what these lanyards are for. In your handy bag of hardware, you will find 2 pins. Okay. These have little detents on them. So Ken's going to put this on the end of the lanyard, and then you close it and snap the ends together so that now the lanyard has a little pin on it. And you won't lose the pins. They'll just hang there when they're not in use.
There we go.
It should give a nice solid click.
Yep, and we're good.
All right. Okay, so I think all that's left now are the corner brackets.
That's it.
To drill the holes for your corner brackets, we're going to switch out the smaller drill bit for the bigger drill bit. Okay? So this is a hole that's going to go all the way through the frame. And we're going to go slowly to minimize the blowout on the back, but in the end it's going to be covered up by the bracket, so it's not a terribly big deal. And we want to make sure we're level and straight. Now we can do the other 3 holes. Okay, let's clean these holes up, get all the sawdust out of there. So now we can open up our little corner bracket package. Ken, I'll let you do that.
Got it. I love these jobs.
And while Ken's doing that, we're going to find 4 cap screws. Okay? These are just like the ones that we used for the last hole on the riser receivers. We need 4 cap screws and 4 1/4-inch washers. All right, so we've got this nice little bracket here that Ken's propped up in the corner. And we're going to line the short end with the slot up against the end of the frame where we just drilled the hole. Now I'm going to put the 1/4-inch washer on the bolt, slide it through the hole I just drilled.
Nice.
And then we will take another 1/4-inch washer and 1/4 20 nylock nut and slide it on the protruding end of the bolt. Okay, and then Ken will use our handy dandy ratchet, and I'll secure the back with the Allen wrench, and we'll tighten that sucker up.
Ready?
Yeah. Oops. There we go.
Perfect?
I think so. Oh,
Okay.
it's not, this wrench isn't, oh, there we go. Wasn't
go.
fitting quite
There you
right
go.
in the head.
Perfect.
Okay. So when you tighten this bracket down, it's important to make sure that it looks level and the edges are flush with the face, the inside face of the frame, because this bracket is now going to become a template for 4 more holes. Okay, so let's do the other 4, just like that one.
Okay, bottom one?
Bottom one.
Okay. Whoops, hold on here. In position. Okay, and the nut. This is one of those things where I can feel it, I can't see it, but we're getting close. Okay. You have the wrench in there?
I'm ready.
Okay. I got my bracket in the corner.
turning.
Okay.
I think that's probably good.
Yep, I think you're good. Okay.
Ken, do you want to come to the other side for this one? Or are you going to reach across?
I could reach across.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a better angle. Okay.
Whoops, sorry.
Ready?
Yep.
Get that finger tight first. Okay, ready with the... Okay?
All right. Last one.
Now my angle's kind of weird, but we'll get it. Just get it started. And then I'll... Okay. Ready?
Mm-hmm. There we go.
Okay, we're good.
Yep. All right, now that we've got our 4 corner brackets on, the back faces of the corner brackets are flush with the inside face of the frame, we're ready to drill the holes for the last 4 bolts, okay? Unlike the other holes we've drilled, when you drill these holes, they'll go from the inside to the outside face. And there's not going to be much covering the outside, so we want to be really careful about going too fast and making some splinters at the end, okay? So Ken's going to be the drill guy, and I'm going to hold a piece of wood. And this is a little trick, right? You can either try going really slow if you're by yourself, or you can use some sort of backer where the drill bit is going to come out the other side, and this will help to reduce the number of splinters, right?
That's it.
All right, here we go.
And if you don't have an old reformer leg laying around, you can use a paperback book.
A paperback book, is that how you used to do it?
I've used old paperback books lots of times. They work good.
Great.
Yeah. But the key is, what's the key here? About your fingers, right? Where the
I
drill's
definitely don't want my fingers to be in the way of that drill.
Yeah, you got to figure out where this drill's going to come through, and you got to make sure your fingers aren't in the way, okay?
Yes.
Little safety tip here. You ready?
Yep.
I'm going. Straight.
Straight and level.
Let's go. And we're through. Is that a beautiful hole?
Look at that. That's pretty nice over there, Ken.
All right.
Okay, let's do the other 3.
Okay, you ready? Okay. Looks good?
Okay.
All right, I'm going. Okay.
So pretty.
Want to reverse or?
Sure.
Okay, let's go. Change sides.
Change
Here's
sides.
the tool. Nice.
All right.
Okay.
Let's get these shavings out of the way. Now, we're ready to put some carriage bolts through the outside of the frame into the corner brackets. Okay, so you should have 4 bolts that look like this. These are called carriage bolts, okay? And they've got a little square shoulder right underneath the head. We're going to take those carriage bolts, and they go through the holes that we just drilled on the outside of the frame, okay? And then you're going to take a mallet, okay? And we're going to use Ken's special mallet technique.
Tap, 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 tap,
Tap, tap, tap. Baby taps. It's almost there, Ken.
Almost there.
All right. So that shoulder has seated into the wood frame. And now we can take, we've got some bigger nylock nuts that fit right on the end of the threads, okay? So, aha, and Ken's got the 1/2-inch combination wrench.
Wrench.
Thank you, sir. And we'll just take the wrench and tighten up the nylock nut, okay? Now, I know you can't see this, so we'll have Ken do the same thing on the other side. All right, Ken.
Okay.
Here's your
Carriage bolt. Carriage bolt into position.
Here's your mallet.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll pick the hardest end. Okay. Okay.
Here's your nut.
No washer, right?
No washer on these.
Okay. Start it. Right.
There you go. Wrench.
Okay. Wrench. And then this is a righty-tighty.
Righty-tighty.
Yeah. And it's going in.
So as you tighten this nut, you'll see that the head of the bolt on the outside of the frame will be pulled a little bit more flush into the side of the frame. You just want to be careful. It gets flush, but not any further than that. Okay. Next one.
Bottom one.
Bottom one.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Nut. Thank you. Okay, so our corner brackets are done. Our tower bracket is mounted. We've got one more thing to do here, which is to drill out the holes where these riser pins go. Okay, so to do that, we need our drill, power drill, and the drill bit, right? So we've still got the bigger of the two drill bits in there. But because we're drilling a hole into the frame and we don't want to go all the way through, we're going to measure out a certain length on this drill bit. What is our length here, Ken?
1 1/2 inches.
Okay.
Yes.
So instead of measuring, we've got a special technique.
Special technique.
What are we going to do?
We know that there's something on this machine that's 1 1/2 inches wide.
We do.
So we're going to steal the measurement off of that and we're going to mark it with a piece of tape.
Awesome.
So I'm going to do this, put it to the end of this bracket, which is 1 1/2 inches thick. And then Kayleen is going to put a piece of tape on there, just the same length as the bracket. We'll do this. And you can see that we're just right there, close enough, right?
Yep.
To 1 1/2 inches.
Looks good.
All right. And this thing, when we go in there, is going to tell us how deep to go. We don't want it to touch the tape.
Exactly.
Okay?
All right. So let's put the drill bit back in.
Should we load it? Okay?
And we'll drill the hole.
Ready
Go
to
for
drill?
it.
Here we go. We'll put it in the hole. So I'm just going to go in there really kind of slowly, holding the drill until I bottom out, and then I'm going to pull it out while it's drilling. Okay?
Yep. All right. Let's test the riser pin. Should go past that metal into the wood frame, and it
snaps.
seats really nicely.
Good
Yep.
job, Kayleen.
Oh. You did all the work on that one, Ken.
What can I say?
All right. Can you reach this other side?
I can do that, yes.
Okay. So I'm going to keep an eye.
Perfect alignment here.
Yep.
Doesn't take long here.
No.
I'm going to go one more time.
Okay.
Reverse it. There we go.
All right. Let me
I
give
think
it a
we're
little
good.
check. Seats really nicely in there. All right.
Nice.
Here we go. So we're ready to put some bigger stuff on here, like the tower bracket.
Okay.
Sorry,
Let's go.
not like the tower bracket.
Like the tower?
Like the tower.
Like the whole tower.
Exactly. The
Okay.
whole tower. All
All
right,
right.
let's go get it.
Okay. All right. Oh, we should make sure this clear screw down here is clear. 'Cause
Yes. I guess before we get up off the floor,
yeah, make sure the screw
we're going to
is-
take, in your little tool kit with all the parts, should be a 3/16 Allen wrench. It's the bigger of the two Allen wrenches. And you're going to use that for all the set screws that are on these tubular brackets in the back. Yeah, tubular man.
very
Okay.
tubular.
And we're going to do the lefty-loosey technique just to make sure that when you put your finger in here, you don't feel the set screw inside the tube, okay? Or if you were looking down the tube from the top, you wouldn't see the set screw peeking into the round hole, okay? This will just allow our tower to slide easily into the bracket. All right. Are we ready now?
Let's go. We're ready now.
We're ready now.
Okay.
Okay, so I've got the tower. Now, Ken, does it look like it matters which way I put this?
You know, on this new stainless steel one where the bolts come out both sides, I don't think it makes any difference at all.
Yeah, I think we'll put it in. It could be either way. Will you help guide that
Yep.
side in?
I will. Ready?
Yep. There we
Okay.
go. Okay, here's the tower. Now we're ready to tighten those set screws up.
Okay, but Kayleen, what about these holes here and here? And while we're at it, how's this thing work, this mechanism?
Oh. So that's actually a good question because we've got two holes here on either side of the push-through bar, and they're threaded. And this is where, if you wanted to add a fourth side to your push-through bar, you could. Okay? It doesn't come with this kit, but you can always order it if that's something that you're used to working with. Okay? But these sliders are really cool because it makes it super easy to adjust the height of the push-through bar. Okay? So we can slide up, and you hear the click right into the hole, and then it slides down again, just like that. And you want to make sure that both of these black knobs are all the way in the holes. Okay? Does that cover our push-through bar?
Covers it perfectly.
All right, let's tighten the tower down.
Okay. Allen key?
I
Okay.
just stole yours.
All right. Then I'll just watch you to make sure you're doing this correctly, right?
The set screw police.
All right.
We're tightening these up pretty snug, but they do not have to be over tight. Okay, so next we're going to put the risers in. So Ken's got the risers.
Riser one?
Super easy.
Okay.
Why don't you do it?
All right,
I don't want
I'll
to
do
steal the show here.
Still the show. They go in these little slots here, right?
Yep.
And you pick the slot that you want. I'm going to pick the tallest one. I can just run this through until it stops and push that in, right?
Yep.
Next one, same deal. Push it in, get it to the same height as the other one. And I can find the hole and stick the pin in, and we're in.
Excellent.
That's it.
Cool.
Make sure it's all tight in there all the way.
There
We're
we go.
good.
All right, so let's get the carriage back in, and we can put all the goodies back on this reformer.
Okay.
Okay. Can I help you out
Sure.
there? I'll
Got it.
grab this end.
Ready?
All right. You want to put some springs on there just to keep it still?
Yeah, how about a couple of reds here?
Okay.
Okay?
All right. We've got some other stuff up here that needs to go on the reformer. So I've got the safety strap, okay, and the end that doesn't have the clip on here, the end that doesn't have the clip on here goes right over, and then we thread this through here. Now it's important to get it around the pole and not around an eye bolt, okay? Then you can hook this right up there.
Springs for this guy or the reformer?
Let's do that. We're doing it all out of order.
Okay, all right.
No particular order, I suppose. It doesn't matter.
Let's start here.
All right, so Ken's got the ropes, the loops.
Mm-hmm.
This is just one common length gauge here. So I'm going to send it through the pulley and back to Ken.
Through the eye, over the cleat, through the other eye. I push it down in here. Get it about even. And this time we'll put it through the hole, right?
All right, yep, that's what it's there for.
And you got a little secret you're going to tell us about, but maybe now or through the second one?
So I love to get the ropes out of the way under the reformer, except sometimes they drag on the ground and then they collect dust and dirt and whatever, and it's annoying and you can hear it. So for these ropes, because just the very tips of them drag on the floor, we're just going to tie a loose knot on the end of the rope, and that will just help keep the end of the rope off the floor. Okay?
That's easy.
Super easy. All right, let's get the tower springs on. We probably need to open that, don't we?
We do.
Okay.
Two purples.
Some leg springs. Now, I'm just going to put these on kind of anywhere. When I'm teaching my clients, I move the springs around a lot, depending on the exercise, so you can put them where you need them. What is happening?
Our springs are. Whoa.
There we go.
There we go.
I'll take that one.
Okay, yellow, yellow.
There we go.
And short yellow.
Short yellow on the back on this side.
And short blue.
You can put it up top. Get
Okay.
it ready for a push-through bar if it
All
needs
right.
it.
Okay.
Okay, so right now this reformer is all set up for using as a reformer. Okay, oh, we do have some other things. Should we put those on?
Single loops.
Okay, but we're getting ready to use this as a tower. Obviously, we're getting the springs on here, but one of the other things that this kit comes with is a mat conversion.
Mat conversion.
Okay, mat conversion. So we're going to grab some mats that basically go over the top of this so that you can use this as a half tower. Okay? All right. Let's bring it back over here again.
Okay.
Okay.
Right down?
Let's keep it standing up so we can just slide the mats on out
Okay.
the top. How about that? Shooting the fingers. And being careful not to dig the blade into the package because there's upholstered parts in here. All right. There we go. Should I hold the box?
Let's try it. Yep, I'm going to come around this side.
Okay.
One.
There we go. All right. So at first glance, these probably look identical, right? And they're probably about the same size.
Very close.
But there are two main differences here, okay? And the two differences are important because that will determine where you put them on the reformer, okay? So the one I've got over here has these two vinyl flaps. And right now they're turned inward just for shipping purposes. So we're actually going to take them off and flip them around just like that. Okay? Thank you, Ken. Now, what's interesting about your mat?
What's interesting about this one is if you look at the distance between the edge of the mat and the tip of the leg, it's only about that far. And if you look at the distance between the tip of this mat and the tip of this leg, it's about this far. And the reason for this is that this part of the mat fits over the standing platform on the reformer.
Yes. So we know Ken's mat goes on that end. This mat goes over here because these vinyl flaps will flip up and protect the vinyl from bottom sprung push-through bar springs. Okay? All right, so let's convert the reformer to get ready for the mats, because right now the mats will not fit on here. So Ken's unhooking the springs. That's step number 1.
Okay.
I'm going to unhook these ropes and just let them hang so that Ken...
Are we going to take these guys off too?
Yeah.
All right.
We just give a little loosen, take those shoulder
right.
rests off.
Take those off.
We easily pull the pins out, slide the risers down. Then the carriage comes all the way up. Okay. Last thing, the foot bar folds down with the support bar into the frame. Okay, so we've got a pretty flat surface here, ready for the mats. Okay. Watch those lights right above your head. I'm just flipping the vinyl flaps out so they're not cut underneath. Okay, there we go. All right, so now this is ready for a tower session. Okay.
Rock and roll?
Are we missing anything else?
I think we got everything. We're ready.
Cool. Well, if you need more videos like this one, you can go to pilates.com/bbgarage. We'll see you there.